Good evening, everybody. This is Gian again for another live stream with Experience Philippines. And today, our topic is actually another exciting one. So, for the past few days, we've been having a lot of exciting topics, no? But this goes to those who buy a lot of clothes, no? So, eto nga, pag malakas kayo bumili ng mga damit, kailangan nyo na magbago. Dahil dito, actually our live show for tonight is going to be tackling one of the issues you may not be aware of, but it's actually called fast fashion. So ano nga ba yung fast fashion? No? Fast fashion is a design, manufacturing, marketing method that focus on rapidly producing high volumes of clothing. So if you notice at big clothing brands, they release relatively cheap clothes that we end up still buying because of the brand. So what's the problem there? Ang nangyayari ay sobrang dami ng damit na hindi nabibili at dumadami ang mga apparel or mga tela na nasasayang. So our guest for today is actually going to be discussing and it's going to be addressing actually that particular issue. Parang walang sayang sa apparel, no? So this is actually called ethical fashion. And she started her own clothing brand during the pandemic, which was last year, and now it's actually aiming to raise more of the importance of ethical fashion. So yan, without further ado, let us introduce our guest for today. Her name is Latisha. Hi, Latisha.
Hi, everyone.
Kamusta? Kamusta? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Buhay pa. Masaya naman, masaya. Masaya na nandito ka at you graced our Friday evening with your presence and with your advocacy as well on ethical fashion, which is kind of cool, no? So yeah, pakita natin yung topic natin, making a difference with ethical fashion. Yahoo! Sige. Ganda nga ng outfit mo ngayon, parang pag tinignan namin sa sarili namin ngayon, ayan, okay yan. Design mo ba? Design mo siya?
Yeah, By Latisha Studio siya.
So yeah, mamaya sasabihin natin, but check natin mamaya ang kanyang Facebook page, Instagram, SOCMED, yung Latisha Studio. But before anything else, for people who are curious and wanted to know, maybe you can introduce yourself for now. Sino ba si Latisha? Ano ba yung Latisha Studio? Yan.
Okay, so hi, good evening everyone. I'm Latisha Tan. I'm currently 20 years old. I'm still in second year college actually, and I actually founded By Latisha Studio just last December. So yeah, it's only like 5 months pa lang. But I'm really happy kasi kahit na despite the pandemic because of how it's turning out. And also I believe kasi na the way it's turning out right now, it's not really because of the customers. I mean, it's because of the customers, but it's also because of the purpose itself of By Latisha, which I think Gian will talk about later naman.
Yes. Actually, yun nga, I'm curious ako kasi I have very little knowledge of the fashion industry and how it works and how the clothing and the apparel and all the tela is actually done. Ang nakita ko lang siya is basically yung nabibili ng mga RTWs or may mga big brands who actually sell clothes on the malls, mga ganyan. But I have really no idea. Like yung mga ukay-ukay pa nga yung mga naisip ko ngayon na mga damit. So wala talaga akong alam on how it is actually produced or manufactured or made. So yan, kaya gusto ko curious ako, what is really ethical fashion? Pero bago muna yun, how did you start? I mean, you mentioned a while ago that you're just 20 years old, you're still in university. And then you started out last year. So what inspired you to start it out? Ano ba yung naging naging
Switch.
Nag-switch na ganyan.
Yeah. Actually, like before pa, when I was in 7th grade, I have my my online business. Pero kasi parang what I really wanted was to just focus on my own design. So before kasi I'm just reselling stuff. Pero now, parang I really wanted to have my own designs. Pero yun nga, nasakto siya na pandemic. So I'm just really thinking na, oh no, parang when am I gonna release? Parang I've been planning this my whole life, pero I don't know when to release. But then, I thought to myself na parang I shouldn't be down by the fact na there's a pandemic. Kasi before I was thinking na parang, baka insensitive na I'm gonna release my own brand during such a saddening time, di ba? Parang that's so insensitive. Pero what really pushed me kasi was the fact that my purpose is different. Kasi like for some businesses, diba, like it's inevitable for people to just think na, okay, I'm gonna launch my brand so I can make money, so I can provide food on the table of my family. Pero for me, aside from that, my main purpose why I launched my brand was for a certain purpose, and that's why it's ethical fashion. Yeah, like I want this to become a platform where people can tell their stories, people can really just inspire people, like like parang every person have their own stories, diba? So I want By Latisha to become a platform of those stories, whether you're from a certain province or you're from Metro Manila.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I want this to become a platform, but at the same time, I also want it to be ethical, which yeah, we'll talk about later naman, and also
Well,
sustainable, most
yeah,
important.
bakit ba ano ba yung nangyayari when it comes to fashion? What was the really like how does it work ba? Like why is there such a thing as like you start thinking about like having to do like an ethical fashion and may purpose and ayaw masayang yung mga tela, all that stuff. Ano ba yung what goes on behind it ba?
Yeah, kasi 'di ba like big fast fashion brands, what they do usually, or as we can see naman from articles, like it's not coming from me lang naman, is that people kasi like companies, they tend to hire so many people so they can produce like yeah, mass produce clothing, 'di ba? Fast fashion. That's why it's fast fashion. But what they do is of course they get so much money from their consumers, but they underpay their workers. So of course, these workers, they work so hard for these consumers, but at the end of the day they only get like below minimum pa yung pay nila. So it's really not ethical, and in a way of course it won't change their lives. Like how can they like wholeheartedly serve that company and the consumers if they know for a fact na they're underpaid, and parang they don't get what they deserve. So that's why it's ethical fashion.
Yung ano ba, this is such most of the brands ba that we see or big brands that we see are actually made the clothes are made here or manufactured here in the Philippines.
Like, no eh. Kasi, kunwari, the H&M. H&M has an issue right now with China. They have this labor issue with China. So, usually it's from China, Bangladesh, and those countries talaga where people are underpaid. And I think even here eh, 'di ba? Parang so much clothing are produced, pero like so many fabrics are also wasted and underpaid pa the people.
Yung fabrics ba natin, where did they come from? Do we actually, kasi alam ko we don't produce fabrics here talaga because we don't have I don't think we have the resources to produce the actual fabric. Or di ba usually ginagamit nila, alam ko, wala naman tayong cotton farm dito, di ba? Para mga ganun. Di ba
Yeah.
ini-import lahat.
Yeah, pero kasi parang yung pag-distribute nila, it's so large pa rin. Like if you go to Taytay, let's say, they have so many fabrics talaga na some people nga, like they tend to sell fabrics at such a low price na parang just so you can buy it para lang mawala na siya. But they don't consider the fact na those fabrics are also a factor like sa environment, like the harmful environment we have now.
Oh, yeah, actually kasi napansin ko rin at I have a friend actually who started doing one of her her startup company is actually upcycling fashion. But basically yun ang concept niya is that yung mga natatapon ng mga damit or mga damit na nakita sa mga or yung mga hindi mo na ginagamit na damit, ginagawa niya, kukunin niya tapos i-recycle niya, meaning babalik, hindi ko alam kung mababalik niya actually sa tela, sa thread version niya, but I think she's gonna get most out of it so that magagamit siya ulit for another type of clothes na pwedeng i-redesign or pwedeng gawin ulit. Actually, yun ang naisip ko rin before when I was back in New Zealand and studying there, and I was like, I saw there's like many people were just really because if you go to New Zealand, there's a lot of like clothes $1 shops. I don't know if you're
Yeah.
familiar with $1 shops. It's big, so may madami mga damit na nandun sa mga sa $1 shops do. And madami silang tinatapon rin sa may mga garbage bin sila doon na just for clothes. And I was telling my friend, bakit di lang kayo gumawa ng ng kukolektahin nyo lahat yan, tapos gumawa kayo ng parang fashion show. parang,
Oo.
parang invite nyo yung mga fashion designers, tapos kunin nila yung mga retaso na yan, tapos pagsama-sama nila, at right there and then, magkaroon sila lang parang design and then model they will they will make the clothes and then someone would model it. Parang gano'n lang naisip ko.
Yeah,
Parang fair.
yeah. Actually, it's a trend na eh. Even sa Instagram, like so many shops rin are opening na they're promoting upcycling and also sustainability, like using fabrics that are sustainable, like linen, and yeah. Parang it's become ano na, like people are more aware na compared to before.
Before. Sige,
Yeah.
maybe before we segue to like the importance of like ethical fashion, maybe which you can show us also share. Ako, I'm very curious also that you got inspired to doing this while you're still in university, which is not a parang for me not it's not a common thing, that a student will actually enter into a or no, parang choosing an entrepreneurial route instead of having like a career, no, or like working for a company when you graduate. Tapos ito pa nakakatawa, which is quite interesting, is hindi ka pa nga graduate, second year ka pa lang. So yun, I think I wanna venture into that, like how what are the designs and how you got to see that. I want to see the designs and what inspired you to also come up with those designs para ma-appreciate ng mga manonood natin na that it's also like one of your, maybe is it a passion project mo ba? Parang passion mo rin ba siya taga to draw and
Yeah.
design? Ayan
Yeah.
pala.
Sure.
Sige, pakita natin if you guys if you can share, maybe we can share the her like let's ask the back end team to share some of her works. Yan, ipo-pull up nila Dave ngayon. Ay, nila Anika, yan. Anong ano mo? Wow, anong style mo? Ano, may style ba? May mga style ba? Actually, tinatanong ko, is there a style? Like, you have a specific style ba?
Yeah, ako kasi like personally like when you talked about kanina na parang oh why didn't you choose a career na like yeah, yung parang like yung corporate jobs, 'di
Oo,
ba?
oo,
Like
oo, oo.
common eh. For me kasi then like I've been through that. Parang people would usually say, parang especially here in the Philippines, na, oh, why are you gonna do fashion? Are you sure? Parang sure ka ba? Parang you're gonna have money for that, like doing that, ganyan. Pero kasi, like, it's so cliche, pero it's so true. Like, you really have to know the purpose of why you're doing what you're doing eh. Kasi even if I have a corporate job, but I'm not loving it, and the purpose of it was just to, simply gain money, I don't think that's the purpose of my life. So that's why I really wanted to, combine then my love for business and my love for fashion. And this actually when you were asking like what's my style kasi talaga, I'm the type of person kasi personally na ayoko ng makeup pareho. Like, I want something to stand out. So, parang even if I know na not all people want that kind of style, I'm still gonna stick with it. Kasi that's my identity. And I want my identity to reflect sa designs ko. Like, I don't want to just release pieces na, are already out there. I want something that's new, that's inspiring, and also, would remind people then na, you know what, I can still be beautiful, I can still stand out even in such a time kasi I think that's also a misconception with fashion na it's always irrelevant daw and it's insensitive, but no, like here you can talk to many people, you can inspire many people, you get to meet so much people. Now you hear their stories, you share your stories too, and at the end of the day you guys can inspire each other to just keep going in life, to have faith and hope. So that's my
Saan mo
like
nakukuha yung inspiration mo for the design? Kasi I noticed that these are all the designs here are like I'm really like surprised kasi nga parang you started out last year pero parang ang dami na niya, parang ang dami mo nang nagawa.
yeah, feel ko nga like actually to be honest like feel ko parang hindi pa siya like I want to release pa. So that's why I'm gonna release nga this May kasi feel ko I want something more parang vibrant to remind people na yun, whoa, parang I can still be happy with the colors and the designs kahit na like we're going through these situations. Pero what I do kasi when I design, like I have this certain factor na I know would first be unique and it would stand out. And also, like, it symbolizes something. So, like, for
Mm-mm.
example, for one of my designs, I have an ostrich feather. It's like a feather. So, for me, it reminds me, ewan ko, pero it reminds me of a bird. It reminds me of something flying. It's flying. And kasi, di ba, birds, parang, regardless of the situation, they would always remain flying, di ba? Like that's
Yeah,
their purpose. They
yeah.
were made for flying. And at the same time, when I released this
Is this the
design,
one? Ito ba yun? Ito ba yung color red? No,
no,
not
no, no,
that.
this one, yung black. Sa
Yung
taas.
black,
May
where is it?
ostrich feather kasi siya.
Saan yung black? Ay, itong left side? Yan?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, cool. Para siyang ano, no? Para siyang ano, parang napaka high fashion. Parang
Yeah,
feeling ko
yung
talaga wala talagang
photo.
gagaya diyan. Walang kapareho talaga.
So, yun. So, parang what I do is, I incorporate that bird that symbolizes, flying kasi parang I released that, diba, during the pandemic. So, I feel
Yeah.
like people are so down na parang, what am I gonna do? Diba? So, I want to remind people na you can still fly high even in such a situation. You can still have faith and hope in doing so. So parang those simple features of a certain design, it has a meaning din kasi. So,
Ang
yeah.
galing actually ano yung kailan ka nag-start ng pandemic? What month?
December siya.
December lang yan. Grabe
Yeah.
nga. Parang wala, December, January, February, March. 4 na buwan pa lang, ang dami mo na nagawang design.
So, sobrang
Parang
bilis.
di ka ba yata natutulog eh? Natutulog ka
Grabe,
ba?
I
Parang,
breathe brand talaga, as in, parang, yun talaga yung passion ko. So, ewan ko, like, yun talaga yung ano ko. Like, it's my blood, sweat, and tears talaga.
so anyway, kunyari, yung sinimula mo siya ng December, meron ka na, I suppose, meron ka na rin design prior to December. Tapos December mo lang siya ni-release. Tama ba ako?
Yeah. Meron
So,
na.
yung production time niya, how long did it take to come up with the...
Like, I tried doing these designs nung una. Like, I think mga May or June. Pero kasi parang I'm not satisfied pa with the design. So, I keep on changing and changing it. Feel ko it's not worthy of releasing pa. So, like, I finalized the design siguro mga October or November. And it's
Oh, okay.
not
Tapos
mass-produced.
yung production niya, these are the singular items, meaning there is no, when someone buys it, sila lang may ganun. Tama ba ako? Or may iba't iba silang sizes
Hindi.
or...
Like, what I do kasi, like, di ba, I have this design. Let's say this design, the one I'm wearing.
Yeah, this is the
It's
same one here, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really a design na I'm selling talaga. But I only produce these pieces. So let's say like you order, diba? That's the only time. Like when the order is already confirmed, that's the only time na I'll make the piece. Para to make
Oh.
sure that there's no fabric wastage. Na to make sure na every piece talaga, parang there's no fabric wastage.
How long does it take? For example, I ordered like say the dress. How long will it take when will it arrive at my door? Like when I order it?
Usually, like my sewers kasi, they usually do it like mga 1 to 3 days. And then depends na sa courier, like how long. Pero usually, it's fast lang naman.
Ang bilis! In-expect ko parang 1 month eh. Parang 1 month siguro ako maghihintay. Pero hindi pala, parang ang bumili lang. Parang naghintay. Oo, mas mabilis pa yata sa Shopee.
Kasi meron na silang pattern eh. So they just have to sew it. Like with the fabric. So it's easier na. And faster.
Oo, parang I'm quite really really impressed how you actually thought of even the making it easy for the seamstress to come up with an output in a span of how many days lang. Para kang fashion in ano yun, 'di ba may mga print in demand, you order lang sa kanila ipiprint yung t-shirt, 'di ba? Parang ikaw fashion in demand. So if mag-order lang sila saka mo lang siya gagawin. Tama ka naman kasi wala kang masasayang kasi baka wala kang inventory. Basically yun ang nangyayari. You don't have an inventory.
Yeah.
Actually, sa negosyo, yan ang pinaka-ayaw mo magkaroon ka. Kasi pag may inventory ka, nakatenga yung pera mo sa inventory. And
Oo.
if no one buys it, it's just like money just there in your
Yeah.
stock room. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get what you're saying.
Diba?
But these are
Yeah.
designs are very very chic, ha? Very parang
Thank
may influence sa mga 1970s ba? Parang itong green na to parang 1970s ang feels eh.
Yeah, thank you.
Tama ba ako? Magaling ako. Feeling, nagmamarunong naman ako sa fashion.
Yeah, parang gusto ko kasi like it's not parang yung trend ngayon like 2021 like yun lang yung design. So what if parang 2040 na or something like it's hard to like it's hard to wear that trend na, 'di ba? So I want something na it's timeless. So if kunwari you're from 1970s, so you can still wear it, 'di ba? Like even if today, 'di ba? Like it doesn't really have to be a specific year or a specific time. Like I just wanted to stand out, be unique, and be classy.
Well, definitely I would say that this is really classy. Like really like parang napaka parang you would wear this like for example that one you would wear it like in a mga formal events. Parang ganoon ang dating sa akin eh. Tama ba ako ba?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Tsaka parang yung pieces mo can be combined, no? Parang
Yeah,
hindi siya pang isang araw lang na susuotin.
yeah,
Like
that's
ako, pang isang
also it. Kasi diba parang yung iba, parang if they buy a certain piece for a formal wear, let's say, so it's hard na to parang wear, kunwari, when you go to the mall. Like for me, if I buy this piece, I want to pair it with jeans. Then like when I go somewhere casual, diba? I can pair it with jeans. I can pair it like with a skirt to make it more formal. So I want like the mix and match thing na you can wear as a casual wear or a formal wear.
True. Kasi I think these ones are I think you can actually mix it with the tops and the bottom ones. Like actually can be mixed match with other
Yeah.
types of outfit or other types of designs that you made, no?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Galing mo naman. Nagaling mo na ano. Yan ang sinasabi ko pag pag yung mga generation ng mga kids and the generation this time is because of the internet and all this exposure, madami na sila mga natutunan. Mas compared sa
True.
previous generation.
Yeah, like you can learn something lang sa YouTube, 'di ba?
Oo,
Even
totoo.
sa
At saka
TikTok, like,
yung exposure mo, ang dami na. Grabe,
thank you.
galing, 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 galing. I love it. I mean, I'm really like very, not how you would say, not inspired by what you do. Like and you took the risk as well, which is not many would take risks during the pandemic pa.
Yeah, true, sobra. It's really scary, 'di ba?
Oo. Pero buti
Yeah.
buti nagpursige ka. What made you continue it and what made you pursue pa rin this love of yours of design and ethical fashion?
Yeah, kasi before like with my previous brand which is not my design naman. Pero I feel ko I got burnt out kasi all I cared about was, the money I would get and like the followers. Parang that's the only thing. Siguro kasi I was young then, di ba? Parang I was in 7th grade pa. And that's the only thing that mattered to me. But now I really want to inspire people. Like I want to tell a story. I want my pieces to tell a story. And I think most businesses should do that as well. And I think most businesses naman they do have that na parang the core purpose of their business shouldn't be just about the money they would gain. It should be like a story that would inspire people, like whether you're from class A, B, C, or whatever class you may be in. I want to inspire people, remind them na even if we're going through this situation, like we have a purpose in life and there's so much beauty in it. So that's what my brand really stands firm on.
That's cool. That's nice. That's nice. Kasi inisip ko rin na I think the story what inspires me is that siguro those who buy from you is how you started. I think the reason why they also support you also and also become your clients because hindi lang naman maganda yung damit, pati yung bakit mo siya ginawa at ano yung reason mo kung bakit mo siya sinimulan at gawin at
Yeah.
ginagawa pa rin. Wow, ang lalim
Yeah.
na ng Tagalog ko.
Kasi diba like if you have the wrong purpose, kahit na di mo sabihin sa iba, like they would know like it would reflect on your work. If like your purpose is just to, gain money, like they would know. Kasi it would reflect diba? So I
Totoo,
think that kind
totoo.
of part is very important in what you do talaga.
In this one that you've designed, who was your curious, who was your first client or customer?
Actually, wait lang. Like first day pa lang, it was my schoolmate. It was my schoolmate, yeah. She's the first one. And then after, akala ko nga, like at first when I released this, akala ko, like, Lord, oh no, parang baka yung bumili lang, like the people I know. Pero parang baliktad pala, mas marami pa like the people na I do not know. And it's so fun kasi now I get to meet so many people. I get to know their stories and I get to inspire. So I think that's such a blessing then.
How did they get to know the brand? How did you start it out? Sabi na kwento ko kasi doon ako na-curious, talagang sobrang parang na-intriga ako kasi parang ang tapang talaga sa akin na parang nagsimula ka ng negosyo during the during the middle of a pandemic. Tapos fashion pa, which is not very easy to do because
Yeah.
usually, 'di ba, they have to wear it and they have to,
Yeah. Because
kung
they
okay
can't go
siya.
out naman, yeah.
Oo, 'di ba? So parang grabe, ang galing nito, parang nakakatuwa rin, oh. So paano 'yun? How did people know about the Latisha brand?
Actually, I don't know then. Kasi before, like, I don't do ads talaga. Like, I don't do Facebook ads. So, I don't even know, like, how they knew my brand, actually, to be honest. Pero
Wow,
yeah,
galing.
yeah, now I do that na. I do ads na. Kasi it's really helpful then for more people to know you,
Totoo,
diba? Like
totoo.
that's a marketing technique then, diba? Like
Totoo.
some they do influencer marketing, some they do ads. Ako, I personally do ads.
Do ads. Galing, good job, good job. Sige, segue na tayo. So segue na natin doon sa important topic, which is actually about ethical fashion. Kasi din you mentioned the kanina, the yung sole purpose and one of the driving factors of you pursuing this business or this fashion line is because of the ethic of that concept, which is basically ethical fashion. Yun nga, what is ano yung contribute or what is currently the scenario in your circle on the ethical fashion, like all your friends lang ba buy mga Zara or buy mga H&M or buy mga ganong clothes lang, and that's the reason why parang gusto ko ako naman ibay natin kasi sayang yung actually totoo yan kasi sa Uniqlo alam ko meron silang bin where you bring
Yeah.
back your clothes there, eh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kasi
Yun. So what,
like for me naman, 'di ba, like other people, like they're sustainable in a way na they use sustainable fabrics. 'Di ba, like that's what they promote. For me naman, I'm sustainable in a way na I don't waste fabrics. Like I only do that piece when the order comes. And it's ethical. For me, it's really also very important na fashion is ethical. Kasi like what I said earlier, 'di ba? Like so many workers are underpaid, they don't get what they deserve. So parang how are they gonna feed their family? How are they gonna live their lives with joy and with purpose if parang like for me kasi like if I'm the employer and parang I don't become a role model to the people working for me, like how are they gonna live their lives with purpose, diba? So what I do kasi, and I think what I really learned talaga, especially during this pandemic, is that me as their employer, like I could inspire them in such a way na parang, wow, you're such a blessing. Kasi even them, diba? Like of course they're having a hard time dealing with this pandemic. Like um parang like kunwari my sewer, actually, parang she had this relative who had malala na dengue. So it was really saddening for her. Like she couldn't work. She was so sad. For me, like ethical is about being a friend and a family to your employee. Like it's not just okay, you do this piece, I'll pay you. That's it. That's our only relation. Like for me, being ethical, it's also considering them as your friend and your family. So what I did that time, that situation, was kasi my father's surgeon. So what I did was I linked my father with my sewer. And parang from there, parang nagkaroon sila ng bond. They became parang really close. And yeah, parang if may problem siya with her medical um issues, she can just contact my dad. So, yun nga, like, it touched her life in a way na, o nga, no, even if I'm working for the brand, I can still feel like a family to them. And at the same time, like, you can't say sa ethical fashion na, okay, I'm just gonna pay you this, like, this amount lang. Kahit na their work is so good, parang you just pay them below what they deserve so you can get more. But ethical fashion is giving them what they deserve kasi you know that they need it, and it's not only with considering the fact that they need it, it's also because you treat them like what I said, yeah, family and friend na.
Are the clothes ano ba? Are like for example the when you say like you pay them on that what they deserve, is it like above the ano, or and I don't know kasi how much people get paid in like yung mga seamstress. Parang is it above the industry or like within the industry level? Like usually 'di ba parang may minimum wage per day, parang ganun?
Yeah. Yeah, yun nga eh. I think I can't speak for all ano naman for all brands. Pero 'di ba like in the Philippines we have the minimum wage per day, 'di ba? For me
Yeah.
kasi what I do is parang wage per piece. So I pay for that piece. It's not like parang per day I'm gonna pay you the minimum wage, that's it. What I do kasi is I pay them per piece na people order. So it's not
Okay. So, parang nangyari, so when you order, hindi siya yung like, kaya sinabi mo, nagets ko na, kaya sinabi mo na hindi siya like the traditional way of doing the manufacturing is because kaya nga hindi madamihan because you pay every time they order, you pay the seamstress that particular order. Kung tatlong order na yon, per order may makukuha si ate. Tama?
Yeah, yeah. So kunwari, you, let's say, Gian, you ordered 3 pieces. So I'm gonna pay you a certain amount for each piece. So it's not per order. It's each piece. 'Di ba
So,
kasi like usually
oo,
parang
oo. Oo,
wage
kasi
per
usually,
day.
oo. Tama, kunyari,
Eh,
trabaho mo, 8 hours ka today, alam mo tapos mo dyan, kung matapos mo 100 pieces, you still get paid for
yeah,
the day. Sa'yo,
yeah,
iba. Sa'yo, kung ano yung ma-produce mo, ilan ang ma-produce mo for the day, you get paid for each of the thing you produce.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Ay,
yeah.
ayos yun. May nagsabi si Miguel, pieces sewn with love. O, di ba?
Yeah.
Totoo naman. Ayan, sabi ni ano, love your brand. Sabi ni Liza.
Thank you.
So I think I think that even makes it more, and I think that's the story behind it that even makes it more meaningful for the brand. Kasi nga, what you said, aside from maganda na yung design, kasi granted na maganda na yung design, maganda yung may market ka, but the behind the scenes is that you actually really take care of your team, and the team is actually you're giving them a better quality of life by doing a different approach in terms of giving them salary, because yung salary nila parang per piece, hindi na siya per day.
Yeah,
Tama ka.
yeah.
Galing, 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 galing. Which is, mas madami silang kikitain talaga.
Yeah, oo, talaga. Kasi, syempre, like, they worked hard for it, 'di ba? Parang, they worked their heart out for this piece. So, of course, like, you can't just give them something na parang below minimum wage, 'di ba? Like, that's really unethical. So, that's why it's ethical fashion.
How many seamstress do you have now in your
Now,
team?
I have 3.
Three.
Yeah.
Swerte ng tatlo na yan ah. Very lucky ah.
Yeah,
Paano sila
pero
How did you get to know them? How did you get to know them naman?
it was really hard, like, looking for a good sewer talaga. Like, kasi some naman, like, it's hard within terms of location, 'di ba? Location and the quality of their work. I found them, like, I asked someone to look for a certain sewer. And then parang out of nowhere lang, this card was given. So like I tried lang. Like at first I didn't want to go to that sewer because I preferred another one. Pero like I just tried because I didn't like the work of the other one. So yun, and then she was really nice. Her family's really nice, and yeah, I can just see her passion with what she's doing. So I think it's such an important factor then, diba?
Oo, totoo, totoo. At saka
Yeah.
iba yung kasi pag may involvement rin sila sa concept. I mean, so the way they how they put it. If they believe what you believe in, then they
Yeah.
are also part of that whole journey, I suppose. Kasi nga, if that's how they are, if that's how you are with them, and they understand that mindset, the they would also work based on that mindset, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi they would, tama,
Yeah,
tama.
so like if they can't feel your love, like kunwari ako, like if my seamstresses, they don't feel the love they get from me. So how are they gonna put that to work, diba? Like they're just gonna feel na sewing is a responsibility. But I
Yeah.
want them to feel na it's because they love what they're doing. Parang we have such a relationship. That's why they're doing what they're doing. And that's really important for me then.
So, paano yun? So, ang strategy mo ngayon would be, um, if you start making a new, ano, tama ba yung pag-concept ko na you come up with like, ano ba yun? Parang sinasabi nila na, parang isip ko parang album eh. Pero hindi album. Parang you come up with like a, ano, season. You come up with like a, parang a collection. That's it. That was the word I was looking for. You come up with collections like every now and then. Like since you started out
Yeah.
December, are you coming out with a collection for summer? Parang
Yeah,
gaganon.
I will actually. This May actually.
Wow, maglalabas ka na. May sneak peek ba dyan? Walang sneak peek.
Wala pa nga eh, pero talaga.
Pero ano na, it's on the works na.
Yeah,
Na,
it is. Yeah.
yeah, it's
And
exciting.
kasi like it's not parang kasi 'di ba usually people think sa fashion na when you have a design that's it eh. Like no, it's trial and error talaga. Like it's
Totoo,
not
totoo.
easy. Yeah. So parang if it's not good, you have to do it again until you get what you want na.
That you're happy with as well. That you actually,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
sometimes what we see in our head and we design is not exactly what comes out in reality. So
Yeah,
parang,
the
uh,
execution's
it's
different.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, totoo yun, totoo yun. It takes a lot of, reiterations and repetitions to get it right. Galing, galing. Nakaka-inspire, nakaka-inspire yung story mo. So, what keeps you naman moving forward? Like, I'm sure there are challenges. Hindi naman siguro ano yan, hindi ka naman, it's not a bed of roses for you. So, sige, maybe we can start off. What are the current challenges that you have, especially in this whole aspect of ethical fashion? What were the difficulties that you actually faced when you started out this brand?
For me, it's really balancing time. Kasi like first I'm studying and then I also have this. So it's really hard to balance because I really want to focus on my brand. Like I even actually asked my dad na, Daddy, can I stop na? Like I really want to focus on my brand na. Pero kasi like sayang naman, 'di ba? Like 2 years na lang I'm gonna graduate na. So yeah, it's really hard for me kasi like when I overtire myself then I get parang migraine attacks. So yeah, so
Wow.
it's hard to balance everything. Pero like when you remind yourself then of why you're doing nga. So yeah, that's what keeps me going naman.
Galing. Yeah. And this is really, for me, this really what amazes me a lot is that at 20-year-old, like you're actually thinking of of this one already. Pero tama rin naman, maganda rin naman yung point ng dad mo rin naman na parang may 2 years ka na lang, sayang konting tiis na lang. Tiis ganda na lang muna for the 2 years para maano. Ano lang
True.
yan, isang tulog na lang yan, gising ka na lang. Oy, graduation na, pwede na
Saka
tayo.
like with this pandemic, super fast eh. Di ba?
Oo,
Parang,
actually, totoo yan. Napansin ko rin, parang, alam mo, my friend counted how many days we are in the quarantine. If you're living in Metro Manila, how many days we are since we've been quarantined? 405 days.
wow!
Di ba?
Grabe.
Parang ang tagal na, parang pag tinignan mo siya, wow, 405 days na, nakadalawang summer na hindi tayo nag-travel. Usually kasi pag summer, di ba, you're always out of town,
Yeah, yeah,
you're
yeah.
traveling, especially during Holy Week. Wala, nandito ka lang sa Manila the whole
Yeah,
time.
eh. Tsaka you can't go out talaga.
Oh, you can't.
Yeah.
Daming, we have a lot, I know a lot of people who's, before kasi parang malayo yung COVID sa akin eh, parang mga 6 degrees pa eh. Pero ngayon nasa family ko nagkaroon. So,
Yeah.
pero okay naman sila. Pero some of the mga 1 degree na kaibigan ko na yung family naman nila na namatayan. Parang lalo ko talagang realize na hindi siya talaga joke yung COVID.
Oh, saka you get to treasure life more, diba? Like the
Totoo.
importance of
Oh,
it. Parang
totoo.
kasi before people take it for granted, diba?
Tsaka what you're doing is really nice because one, you're giving business to someone else, like yung mga seamstress. Two, you're making people happy because of the design and the clothes. They can look good and feel good. And then I think the other one is helping yourself, friend, kasi nga it's an outlet for creativity, and you're also parang your goal and your value about ethical fashion is being reinforced on a day-to-day basis because of what you're currently doing. Kaya siguro naiintindihan ko yung frustration mo na tigil na muna natin pag-aaral para dito muna ako nakatutok.
Parang super ko kasi na-enjoy. Like, di ba, like 4 months pa lang. Pero I enjoyed it so much na parang I don't wanna go back to school na. Like, yung ganun
Or ang
na.
lakas ng temptation, di ba? Ang lakas ng temptation na...
Pero kasi like we have to graduate din talaga. Like, it's also
Pero at
important.
least maganda rin kasi I tell my friends who are still studying that take advantage kasi the moment you become an adult, let's say you start living on your own and you start paying for your bills, parang gusto ko mabalik maging estudyante.
Yeah, true. And sayang lang kasi pandemic, so you're just at home. Like, I have to do online classes lang. I can't do face-to-face classes, which is really sad.
Totoo. Kasi actually, iba talaga nagagawa when you actually see people face to face.
Yeah.
You get to talk to them, you can hear their voice, literally you can smell them, or you can actually,
Yeah.
laugh together. There's physical touch as well. Kasi iba't iba yung love language natin, di ba?
Yeah.
Galing. I'm really, So what are we looking forward to with By Latisha Studios? So what are your plans naman? I mean, what are your big dreams? Sabihin natin kahit na 5 years from now, ano yung gusto mong ma-change, or ano nakikita mo na sa'yo in the next 5 years? Wow, ang layo na natin.
First, of course, I want By Latisha to become a household name. Na parang, okay, By Latisha, oh, I know that brand. That brand na parang it's not about the ano lang, like the pieces. Second is, I really want, like kanina ko pa siya sinasabi, but yeah, I want to create a life-changing impact. Like emotionally, physically, like I really want to have that with my brand, and I want people to know that. So actually, I just started, no, like I just released parang a teaser na I'm actually gonna have this parang podcast thing. It's called By
Uy, okay
Latisha.
yun. I love
Yeah.
that. That's a good idea.
Like what we're gonna do is we're gonna tell stories of people na okay, so like kunwari, people who have anxiety, who are going through a lot, but it will become an inspiration to people na how they got through that certain situation. So in a way, like, diba, By Latisha, okay, I'm selling clothes, but I'm not just selling my designs. I'm also like touching people's hearts, which I believe is my main purpose in life naman. So I think it's great na fashion has become a platform for me to fulfill this purpose.
That's good. I think you should. Do you do ano? Do you do aside from Instagram? Do you have other social media accounts that you?
I have Instagram and Facebook and the website. Yeah, those 3 lang.
Baka eventually magte-TikTok ka na rin.
Ang hirap kasi mag-TikTok eh. Like, you think na parang 30-second video lang, pero it's gonna
Hirap
take
yun.
hours.
To edit, I understand what you're saying. I know what you mean. There's a lot of effort that goes to that 1 minute editing.
Yeah, super.
That's true. That's true. But it's a good platform. I think I have quite a number of people that I know. They used it to educate, and they use it as hindi lang siya. Everyone think kasi it's just challenges or sayaw-sayaw lang or anything like that. But there are quite a number of people who do used it to share like yung mga like I don't know, like yung mga people who are suffering from anxiety. Ginamit nila as a way to converse and help. Galing. I think that nakakatuwa. I like the idea that you're gonna be doing a podcast. That's a good thing because it can be an outlet for you, and it also be a good opportunity for you to get to meet more potential clients who will look at your brand not just a fashion brand but as a brand that has a, that serves that purpose of ethical fashion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm really excited nga rin talaga eh.
Oo, I think we're actually kami excited para sa'yo.
Oh,
We're
really?
excited for you. We're looking forward. I mean, the designs are really beautiful. And you guys really have a nice purpose as well, no? Na that you're currently doing. O nga lang, medyo alam ko nag-aaral ka pa, pero at least maganda naman, maganda. Gawin mo ano na lang, gawin mong break time yung gawin mong break time yung pag-aaral. Hindi
Actually,
yung
yeah, yun nga eh. Baliktad na siya. Like, yun na yung main ginagawa ko na is my brand. Tapos pag break time, yun na yung aral.
Oo. Parang
Yeah,
araw mo lang is like your lunch time or recess. Parang ganyan. Pero
yeah,
yung Latisha Studio, yun talaga yung full-time full-time work.
yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Kaya sabi rin ni David, ganun rin. Si David, ganun rin daw siya. Totoo yan. But at kasi it's I think wala naman ako naniniwala ko there's no right or wrong way in pursuing what makes you happy in life. So whether you mix the classes or studies with things that you love, like a work or entrepreneurial projects that you have, as long as you actually grow in the process, that's perfect. Napaka-supportive ng parents mo, ha? Nakakatuwa naman. Di ba?
True. Oo nga eh. Like, I'm really blessed to have them talaga. Like, without them, feel ko it's really gonna be hard. Kasi parang sila din yung nagpupush sa akin na, okay, dad, parang daddy, like, which is better? Parang, which design is better? Ganyan. So, parang, meron talaga silang authentic support and genuine support with what I'm doing. Which I'm
I,
really blessed with.
I suppose also your team members, yung mga seamstress mo rin. I'm sure so they're also supportive of your designs. Parang, uy, ang ganda na to.
Yeah. Yeah, they're so nice talaga, which I really love about them. And
Saka
parang
lang.
we have this na relationship na.
Yun, so in other words, kailangan mo talagang alagaan yan kasi mahirap na
Yeah,
mawala sila.
true. Oo, sobra.
Kaya Tamnek, I think your strategy is correct. Like instead of having, kasi that's what we do also for our themed boxes. We do like surprise gifts, like surprise gift boxes. And it's also designed and made by someone, but they get instead of like having to mass produce that, it's paid by per box. So ganun rin siya. It's only upon order. That's how yan. Ay, may nagtanong. Here, may nagtanong. Isasagutin natin yung tanong niya. Si Liza asked, what inspired you to start your own sustainable brand? Ayan. Kala mo si Liza?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's one of my best friends.
Ayun. Hey, hi Liza. Thank you very much for asking that question.
For me, like what really inspired me talaga kasi um it's really my passion, like ever since talaga that's really my passion. I just don't know how to like make my own brand na like it's really my passion na yeah, like what I said earlier kasi I have my previous brand and what really pushed me lang was money and followers. So that was really an empty passion for me. But I always knew that my passion and my God-given purpose was, fashion eh. So how can I incorporate that in a way that it would make a life-changing impact to people and also at the same time make them happy with my pieces. So that's why I combined business and fashion. Parang I actually took up fashion design like when I was in senior high school. And then my parents said na okay, you have to do business naman para you can combine both. Pero at first I really wanted to still study fashion. Pero yeah, like that's what I learned. Like I can combine business and fashion but at the same time create a life-changing impact that is, far greater than just, earning money, diba? So yeah.
So great. Wow. Gusto ko yung term mo sinabi kayo, empty passion. Napaisip ako doon. Yeah, we can actually have something that we like but we don't feel anything about it. Like you love it but parang may kulang. Parang may something
Yeah.
is missing.
Diba? Super
Totoo
dami
yan.
tao dun yun
Totoo
nagaganon.
yun, totoo yun, totoo yun. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Ay, galing ah. So, nakakatuwa. So, ano pa ba ang ating mga, yan, sige. Do you have any like, parang, if you said kanina that you're gonna be coming out with your collection this coming May, is it gonna be different, completely different from the style of your collection last December?
It's somehow the same in a way na it's still unique. Pero now it's more summary, and actually the name of the collection is called Amplify. So I really wanted to barang stand out, like even the colors, and just give joy to people who are wearing it, like with the colors and the designs.
Oh, wow.
So
So we're expecting like brights, like
yeah,
yellows,
yeah,
reds, and all.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Baka eventually pumasok ka na rin for men's fashion, no?
Yeah, ang dami nga, like, so many people are asking na, "Oh, you should release, like, a men's brand." Pero I'm thinking kasi, like, I'm scared pa to do so. Like, I'm not sure if people would want the design. Kasi it's hard for men, 'di ba? Like, you guys, like, 'di ba you guys want shirts, others want polos naman, 'di ba?
Medyo ano, di ko ma-explain pero I think mas from this my circle, people prefer something simple. Yung you can actually
Yeah.
yung hindi mo kaya mo suotin on a regular basis kahit na ulit-ulitin mo siya na pwede mo
Yeah.
siya i-wear.
Yun nga yung struggle ko kasi like even David said last time na guys prefer parang plain shirts lang. Pero for me naman, like that's not my style naman. Like simple's not my
Yeah,
style.
actually alam mo, mas mag-focus ka na lang dun sa parang mag-focus ka sa you where you're happy, where you're most happiest. Parang the one that really gives you that more I think that satisfaction, which is if it's really women wearing your clothes and they get to really feel pretty and really good about it, and plus they know also the reason behind it, then mas maganda yun, di ba?
Yeah, true.
Maganda yun.
Someday, diba? Like, who knows, diba? 5 years from now, diba?
Pero tama yan. Hindi natin malalaman ano mangyayari in the future. So, walang nakakalaman ng magkaka-COVID. So, hindi natin alam din. Baka mamaya maging sikat na sikat ka na. At least natandaan mo laging show na to. Nag-usap kayo, nagkwentuhan tayo. Baka makalimutan mo na kami pag successful ka na. Kasi ko, message natin ulit si Latisha. Baka pwede siya mag-guest.
Oh, please. Yes, please.
Well, that's very nice. I mean, now that if you have any, let's say, for again, ako para sa akin that what really amazes me is that you're still in second year university. That just really amazes me, and that you're actually doing something that's very meaningful. That you feel that you're and that you're very passionate about. If there was someone out there listening and say, let's say this is really your podcast already, and you want to speak to like a similar girl who is who also wants to do what you're doing but not in Manila, but they're actually based sa probinsya. They don't have the capacity yet. What would be the capacity yet? Like they don't have the exposure, hindi pa nila alam paano ano yung magiging, pero gusto nila yung passion rin, gusto nila yung ginagawa mo. What would be your advice to this 20-year-old lady who lives in the province? Parang sabihin natin yung access to kasi sa iba kasi pag sa Manila kasi we have access to quite a number of things eh. Sila medyo mahihirapan sila because hindi ganoon kabilis yung internet connection, mga ganyan. So what would be your kunyari podcast? Feeling ko parang podcast niya. Kasi Latisha, what would be your
For me, kasi first, the most important thing for me, no, is you need to like really pray about it na, okay, Lord, parang is this really for me? Kasi so many people, diba, they have, like what I said earlier, they have empty passion. So what drives their passion lang is to, have money and be famous. But then when you reach that point kasi, and you already have those things, there's gonna be a part of you that's gonna say, now, why do I still feel empty even if I have these things na? So I think you have to really pray na parang, is this really for me? Like, is this passion really for me, or is it just something I want to gain fame and money? So that's the first thing. And kasi if you're sure na that's your purpose in life and that's your passion, for sure, like wherever you may be, like people would come to you because it's not all about location, it's not all about the money you have. If it's for you, if that's your purpose in life, it would happen. So you have to like really check upon yourself if you have the right drive and you have the right passion. Kasi that happened to me na, diba, na like, okay, I'm sure na this is my passion. I'm passionate about fashion. But my drive was wrong and it was different compared to what I have now. So at the end, that was really parang empty. Like, I felt na like it was just there, but it's not really like it's not really something that could make an impact. So you really have to know like what drives you and if that's your God-given purpose in life.
Galing. Wow. So, pwede na talaga mag-podcast. By Latisha podcast. Also, abangan na natin yan. Pero that's a good, I think that would be a very good um, start for your sharing your not just your brand but also your experience as your journey as a entrepreneur, student entrepreneur slash fashion designer. Now, di ba? Parang that can be like a story that people can relate kasi nga madaming time ngayon yung mga teenagers who
Yeah.
they spend a lot of times at home so they don't really get to go out, and most of the time they have nothing. And before, excited pa sila manood ng Netflix, mga ganyan, pero ngayon parang
Yeah.
meron ring before Zoom was okay, but now parang feeling nila parang nakaka-burnout na sila by doing online classes now. So and it's not, so what you're currently doing is giving them an opportunity to converse, which is kind of cool. You should use this platform. Ito yung perfect platform. Kasi nare-record na yung voice mo. Pwede pa siya convert to audio. So pwede sila tumawag sa iyo. Like they can actually call you and then you can actually record that as well. Oh, di ba? Pwede ka.
Yeah, oo nga. Feel ko like I'm gonna do that. For sure.
Like, kaya namin ginawa yung live streams rin. Kasi nga, mas madami kang magiging content afterwards eh. Like, you can do a podcast after this. And then, na-test namin kahapon. Kahapon, na-test namin na may tumawag from using my mobile phone. Tapos may narinig ng audience rin. So, wow, perfect na to. Pwede tayo magpapajack. So, may mga love stories na kayo. Gusto ng mga pwede na natin sagutin on air.
Yeah, actually. True.
But yeah, but I'm saying that if you're a podcast, I think you should pursue that. That can be one of the things that would make you. Pero binigyan lang ata ng additional work, no? Parang baka dumagdag na yung trabaho mo pa, dami mo na ginagawa.
I really want that. Feel ko kasi like it's also hard, diba, like to edit and stuff, to hire an editor to edit like podcasts and like videos, diba?
Actually, the technique is, if you want, the way we do it is like here, this one. Kasi it automatically records everything and you just pull out the video and then you just use the audio. And then you just, and there's a platform called Anchor.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you can use Anchor and it would actually stream it to Spotify, Google Play, Apple Store, everywhere kagad. So just one platform streams to everywhere else.
Get, so parang I just get this here, diba? Like what we have now, and then I just upload it sa Anchor.
Yes, exactly. As you can, the Anchor, you can actually just come up with you can actually just record a intro. Let's say you can actually on the device on your phone, you can just record an intro and then an outro. And then ilagay mo lang siya doon. So may intro ka, tapos lagay mo yung recording na to. Let's say this live stream, yung audio lang. And then lagay mo na outro and that's it. Siya na yung bahala for the rest. And then you upload it. And it will come out immediately kagad sa Spotify.
Yes. No, legit, I'm gonna try that talaga.
Try mo kasi I think you have a nice, very 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 interesting story and a very inspiring story, and I think madaming tao maenganyo, like you can say that maenganyo sila to try it out kasi it's not, alam mo yung beginning talaga yung mahirap eh. Taking that first step. Pero yung actually mahirap na yung first step, mas mahirap pa yung second step, third step, fourth step, fifth step, but ikaw kino-continue pa siya kasi yung the reason what drives you there is exactly the value of the ethical fashion. That's the one that drives you. It's like, that's the one that fuels everything else. Kasi kung wala yun, kahit na may first step, second step, mabot ka ng 10, mawawalan ka ng battery, so mawawalan ka ng gana. That's the reason why many people give up.
Yeah.
That's the reason why many people give up.
Yeah.
Tsaka kailangan maganda rin may support ka na hindi lang family. You have to have, it's a good like, yeah, Experience Philippines is actually part of the community. And Miguel, like she's like super proud of you. Like Miguel is really like siya yung nagkwento sa amin about you. And he's like super proud of what you've done. Really. Kasi nga we're our advocacy at this point kasi we're really about travel. But at this point now, you can't travel. So what's the alternative? It's like we make people travel na lang by listening or watching us na lang and introducing them to people like you, like people who are making a difference all over the Philippines, no, at this at this global pandemic. Hindi sila tumitigil sa parang lang, hindi sila nag-give up sa buhay. Malang sila tuloy pa rin yung laban nila, and they're trying to make changes and helping other people. And I think that's what we want to see and hear now more, like people like you doing something amazing like this. Oh, di ba? Teka lang,
Yeah.
baka lumipad ka na, baka... Pero totoo. Maraming yun, natutuwa kami dyan. Natutuwa kami sa ginagawa mo. Yan.
Thank you,
Ayan,
guys.
sabi ni Miguel, nag-message siya, PM siya, I'm blessed to have cross paths with her.
Oh,
Oh, di ba naman?
lahat talaga. No, seriously. Kasi 'di ba minsan parang di natin nakikita na parang others are being touched din pala, no? With what we do. So that's
Yeah,
really
that's why I always remind myself that regardless of whether regardless of whether, like, for example, let's say an episode that we done that nobody watches our episode. Sabi natin, walang nanood ng episode. It's okay kasi may di na replay yon, and that probably that replay and someone watched it, that one person who watched and replay
yeah.
affected that person, and then we've done our fair
Yeah,
share.
even that one person, it makes a huge difference na eh, 'di ba?
Kasi
Yeah.
masyadong nafo-focus sa mga tao sa mga, especially nowadays, pag bata, nafo-focus sila sa followers, likes, mga
Yeah,
ganyan.
yeah. Parang I think the value of likes now, parang yung iba they buy it pa, 'di ba?
Oo,
And I
diba?
Yeah, that's really self-destructive. Kasi it makes you base your identity on how many likes, views, and followers you have, diba?
Oo, kaya pag nagkaroon ka ng negative comment, affected na affected ka.
Yeah, oo, totoo. So true, diba?
Diba?
Yeah.
Or lumalaki yung ulo mo pag madami lang nagpo-follow sa'yo, which is also not very good rin.
Yeah.
Kale, I really enjoyed our conversation. Really, it's like
Me
very
too.
deep, very philosophical, practical as well. Kasi you had practical tips on starting your business. Inspiring kasi nga, like, you're just like, ano pag ginawa ko lang 20 years old ako? Ay, hindi ko tuloy ginawa ko lang 20 years old. Ay, hindi, nagkaroon naman ako. Like, na, masipag naman ako ng bata ko nun. Pero parang inimagine ko lang na parang, wow, hindi ko ginagawa yung ginawa mo na nagsarili kang design or anything like that. Parang, wow, believe talaga ako doon. Yun ang dealing, having your own team. That's not easy. That's also very, very hard. Managing a business, that's also, kaya kudos sa'yo, kudos. Good job.
Guys.
Proud kami. So we don't have much time, but really, really appreciate the time that you spent with us, Latisha. As in, super. I know, alam ko madami ka pang, baka may classic, baka may gagawin ka pa tonight, mag-design ka pa, but keep up the good work. I mean, keep inspiring. Nandito lang kami if you need any support, especially for your designs, and we can also share also in our on social media platforms, so don't worry about that. But yeah, like what's happening, Miguel, we as Experienced Philippines are actually blessed to have crossed paths with you and really hear your story. It's really inspiring, especially nowadays, no? Tsaka what you're doing for your seamstress, good job, galing. Keep it up.
Guys.
Huwag kang magbabago, yun ang dapat. Huwag kang magbabago kahit na anong mangyari. Huwag kang magbabago, parang keep up that that mindset.
Yeah.
Mahirap na
Yeah.
kasi minsan nag-change tayo eh. 'Di ba?
Totoo. Yung iba ang dami talaga.
'Di ba? Oo. So yan. Nice job. So yun. So guys, I will actually share Latisha's Instagram. So if you can follow her, Facebook pala. Tama ba? Facebook? Tama, Facebook. Here is actually by Latisha Studio. Please do follow her on this link. We actually put it on the comment section. And if you guys want to follow her Instagram as well, this is actually same handle lang, is by Latisha Studio in Instagram. So eventually magkakaroon daw siya ng podcast. Baka di natin makita. Baka magkaroon siya ng YouTube channel, hindi natin masasabi.
Yeah.
Diba? So so if you want to see her design and order, they can order from your website na, no?
Yeah, they can. They can
So it's
also message through Instagram or Facebook.
cool. Yan, sige. So, yun. So, if you want to order, you want to check out her designs, you can actually go to Instagram and message her there. And also her website. Her website is actually www.bylatishastudio.com.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. But consistent. Buti walang kumuha.
Oo, yun nga eh. Super hirap din maghanap ng handle na like wala pa yung iba.
Oo, di ba? Parang yun ang
Oo,
pinaka-challenging ngayon.
true.
Ayun, oo. Yun talaga. So, yun. Maraming salamat, Latisha. If you guys, you wanna say anything else, you wanna invite everyone to check you out and stuff in social media before we end?
Ako ba? Wait lang.
Yes, ikaw. May gusto kong sabihin.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you guys can check out our Instagram, Facebook, and our website. And we hope to inspire you and create a life-changing impact in your lives. And yeah, we hope to meet you guys soon. God
Yay!
bless.
God bless. Thank you very much. Wow, ang saya. Tapos, ayan, si Julia says, thank you for sharing your story, Latisha.
Thank you.
Kasi madami kang may inspire eh. Di ba?
Yeah, that means a lot talaga.
So may ano yan, may purpose talaga kung bakit tayo nagkakilala. May purpose ng pagkakakonect
Yeah.
natin bigay. So yeah, we don't have much time, but thank you guys for watching. Please do check out our Instagram, our Experience Philippines community. Just want to join our Experience Philippines community group. Yeah. And then if you want to support also our live stream and our causes, like we've been recently featuring mga conservation efforts like the Philippine Eagle Foundation, the Dugong C3, that they're actually helping conserve all these marine creatures, coral reef. So please do help out if you want to donate via GCash. You can actually, this is the number 0917-563-9692. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching and supporting our live streams. And thank you very much, Latisha, for really spending time with us. And in the Friday evening pa. Usually nagpa-party na ngayon, pero pero hindi uso. Sa mga negosyanteng tulad natin, hindi na uso yung party ngayon.
True, meetings na.
Meetings na. Adulting muna, adulting. So yun, thank you so much and have a good night. Bye-bye. Yay.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Wait, don't log out yet,